right, guys, top of the morning. Happy April 4th. Happy spring season. This is our time, you guys, to set ourselves up for an amazing summer market. And so a lot of things on my mind today. I always reflect, especially when I drive. The drive time was easy today. Nobody on the road. I don't know where people are. No traffic. It was a great commute. So first and foremost, I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field on this amazing Friday morning. And this person is center screen for me. Hair's all fluffy and ready. So Evangeline, that's going to be you. Evangeline, I'm going to have you bring us out on the field this morning. What's your thoughts? What's your sentiment? Also, want to give you some kudos and some praise. I love what you're doing in the booth. I love the style, the content. You're really forming your own lane, which is the purpose of creating content and creating your own individual brand. So we see you. I really like what you're doing in the booth. So I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Go ahead and hit them with your sentiment and take the group out on the field today. Let's roll.
Yeah, I think lately what I've been doing and my sentiment is like audit your brand before even developing your brand. It's like, well, what is your brand? Audit your brand because people always be talking about like who do you know, who do you know? It's really who knows you and who thinks of you when they think of like that referral or what have you. We're all trying to be get those $1 million+ sales, but you got to ask yourself, am I a $1 million agent? Am I giving that service? It's even the little things. Am I using the correct theirs? Am I using the correct yours? How do we show up and what is the brand that we're putting out there to get that get those deals and get those type of clients. That's my sentiment. Audit your brand.
I really, really like this. And a good way to audit your brand is that when you think about your brand and how you want people to receive your brand and all of the brand tenets and what you stand for, your methodology, your impact, all things, right? I want you to ask somebody, what is their experience with your brand, right? So, hey guys, what's your experience with my brand? Ask a friend, a family member, past client, what's your experience with my brand? What do you see? Well, it's this, it's this, it's this. And if it's not in alignment with your brand, then you need to make some changes. But if you said, okay, good, it's working, right? That's exactly how I want my brand to be viewed by the public and by my consumers, by my friends and family, then you know that you're in the right direction. But oftentimes we think that people receive it some way, but if we ask, and if it's off, then we can make that change. So Evangeline, really, really astute. I'm glad that you pulled that up. I'm glad that you started us off with that sentiment. You guys, I have a question for everybody. And as always, I want to make sure that I'm completely in your face with heart. So before we get rolling, I'm going to go to our Keep It Moving commandments. And yes, I am calling it the Keep It Moving commandments. And I'm going to have somebody every single session read off these commandments because this is how we're going to operate. This is how we're going to flow. And these are the standards for this room. And this is how we operate. So Cecilia, since you're brand new to the group, Blessing, do we have a routine here of just putting people on the spot? Is that normal in this environment?
It absolutely is. If you're here on camera or not, you might get called on. So just be prepared. But you'll be safe. We're all here for you.
Like, damn it, I just got off a cruise. I just got home. I thought I was just going to be here, lay back in the cuts, but you are not. And let's go. So Cecilia, I'm going to have you out loud for the group. Go ahead. It's going to show up in about 5 seconds. There we go.
Okay. We operate in truth. We contribute to the power of collective wisdom. No excuses, no bullshit, no stories, results only. We stay true to our word, spoken and written, self-integrity, self-respect. I don't need motivation. I need clarity. I move with intention. Action without purpose is just noise. I don't rise to the level of my feeling. I rise to the level of my standards. Listen for one thing. We keep it moving towards our dreams, goals, and vision.
All right, so Cecilia, which one of these, as you read this, lands for you? Which one hits home when you spoke those words out loud? What was something that landed for you? Let's hear your feedback and your contribution on that.
I think I move with intention. Action without purpose is just noise. I like to be very intentional about everything in my life. Everything that I do is very strategic and with a purpose. And that's just kind of how I live my life. I don't waste my time on things that are not important to me. You know, I don't have a lot of time, I feel like always. So I'm very structured and so.
I love it. I love it. Good. Well, listen, some of those will land, all of those may land for you, or you might identify with one of those. But when I was writing this out the other day, Vernon and I wrote the commandments for intensity. And I was like, wait a minute, some of these we could use for Keep It Moving group coaching. And so these are our standards when we're in this room. And I want to make sure that when you guys see these, we are playing full out. This is the meaning. This is the depth of what we're doing during our time together. And I'm going to hit you guys with a very special question for this morning. And I want you guys to sit here for a moment. And I want you guys to look at this, and I want you to really reflect on this question. What do you think your past self would think of you now? And I just want to pause for a second, and I want to leave that here for you. What do you think your past self would think of you now? I want you to think of yourself 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I want you to think of yourself 30 days ago. I want you to think of yourself when you were going through some of the biggest troubles in your life, when you were battling addiction, when you were finding your voice, when you were tapping into your talents, when you were unorganized, when you were just that young kid just floundering, didn't know what to do, when you're still sleeping on your mom's couch, all the things, right, that you've been through over your journey. And I want you to ask yourself, like, what would your current self think right now, right? When you think about your past self, what would they think of you now? What would they think of you now? And I want to hear from a couple of you because I know that this lands. Because when I close my eyes and I look at 15 years ago, where I was, how I thought, how emotionally immature I was, even though I thought I was mature at that time, how much I have advanced and read and just poured into myself and to my family. What do you think your past self would think of you right now, today, the person that you are, the person that shows up on these calls, the person that's out there hustling, grinding, getting on social media, putting yourself on camera, all the things that you guys are doing? So I need 3 to 5 brave souls to answer this question before we get into action. And I knew Otis would raise his hand, but I'm gonna pause for a second. And if you've never contributed on Keep It Moving Coaching, I wanna encourage you to get involved. So I got a couple hands up. I love this. Jamie, Brianna, Mohan. Okay, cool, I love this. Let me just leave this up here for one more second, and that way you guys are clear. What do you think your past self would think of you now? Jamie Thomas, I'm gonna have you start us off. Let's roll.
When I read this quote, I can say I am very proud of myself these days because 10 years ago, I had my license 10 years ago, and I've done nothing like I'm doing now. So I can say I'm getting up in the morning intentional every day and scheduling my mother's stuff within my day. And I did it before, but it's more structured now. I'm not running around. So I'm very proud of myself that I'm more mature now. I'm more focused now. I'm being more intentional now. And I'm saying to my friends, I got to call you back because I'm busy. I haven't talked to a lot of my friends because I'm busy. So that's a complete difference for me because I always put other people first. I'm putting me first now. So I'm happy with that. And I read a quote today that said, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And if you don't step forward, you're going to always be in the same place. So I'm proud of myself because I'm not in the same place I was 10 years ago.
Let's go. You guys, let's give some love, some light, some positive energy to Jamie. And I'll tell you, as your coach, I'm proud of you.
Thank
Okay?
you.
I'm proud of you. And also, if you guys didn't know, Jamie happens to be a DJ. She spins the oldies, old school. So if you're looking for somebody to, put the mood in your party, you hit up our girl, Jamie Thomas, and she'll go ahead and drop it on the ones and twos for you. All right, I'm gonna go to Brianna Tejeda. Brianna Tejeda, same question for you. And Jamie, thank you for starting us off with such fire. I'm gonna go over to Chicken Mom. What do you think your past self would think of you now? Let's hear from you. Let's roll. And take yourself off of mute, Boomer.
I thought I pushed the button. Just kidding. Anyways, this one touches. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But myself 10 years ago, I was a single mom. Just me and my daughter buying a house. And I got the itch of real estate. And to see where I am 10 years from
that point, not gonna cry, not gonna cry, is I'm so proud of myself. I opened up, I'm married, I have another child, I'm a real estate agent, I bought a house as a single mom, my daughter's doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. I survived. And not only did I survive, I thrived in that part of life that sometimes chews people up and spits them out. And I am so proud to say that did not happen to me. It happened to my mom, happened generation over generation, and it did not happen to me. And I'm so proud. I have my first listing, I've closed my first deal. My real estate is thriving. Like, just if there's one thing that I could ever say to anyone is like, don't give up. Don't don't feel hopeless. Just keep going, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that's just 10 years. I have lived like 5 lives because I grew up rough. So let me tell you, I could go further back from there and be even more proud of myself, because as a 15-year-old, I was told by police, teachers, everybody that I was nothing. I was an asshole and I wasn't going to do shit with my life. And I did.
Right to them. I love this. And Brianna, I'm proud of you. We see your growth. You know, Vernon and I are going to bring a ton of opportunities for you in the coming months. And so we see all the hard work. It is loud and clear in our environment, but the fact that she was able to, as a single mom, buy a house, give herself security, you know, and be able to do that and be able to start building early on for her family. I love this. And congratulations. I saw you putting your sign up yesterday. Now you have this amazing vessel to go out and market yourself in ways that you haven't been able to do before. So you hold all the cards now. Really proud of you. Really good stuff. Let's go over to Mohan, then we'll go Nicole, and then I'm going to go to Otis, and then I think Vernon. I saw Vernon's hand up, but I don't see Vernon on the screen anymore. All right, let's go, Mohan.
Already. So when I look back, 10 years ago and today, physical appearance, I have more gray hairs today, but I am more healthy. I am more richer in my thoughts, in my wisdom, and my mindset is much, much better than what it was then. The reason being, I was having an employee mindset, working for somebody, and then some of the meetings I used to attend, which I didn't want to, but I had to, and those days are all gone. I got my license 5 years ago, and I was doing part-time real estate, and built up my skill set, experience while doing that, and then it gave me a lot of strength to let go of my full-time job where I was working for an employer and then do real estate full-time. That's a big step that I took. And then I feel really proud and so courageous to have made that decision. And life has got a lot more good things coming to me, and these opportunities are there. America is a land of opportunity, and I want to be an example for others as well. How you can grow and be yourself when you're an entrepreneur yourself. So thank you all. You guys are really doing great, and these talks every day, keep it moving. I mean, 3 times in a week really motivates me, and then I am really very happy for this team and having joined this team. Thank you.
We're so happy to have you. One thing you said to me that stood out, that I'm richer in thought, right? Like I'm richer in thought. I'm richer in my relationships. I'm richer in the depth that I have in my relationships. I'm just, it's not always about, well, I have the money and that's what makes me rich. You could have all the money in the world and be a miserable fuck. Have all the money in the world and be a miserable fuck. You could also be broke and be the happiest person on earth, right? And so I believe that I, as you, Mohan, are richer in thought and richer in emotion. And so that was a really powerful statement. And so you guys, we're going to go to Nicole. Nicole, let's make sure that you're on camera. It looks like you're in a podcast room. I don't know where you are. Let's go to Nicole. I'm going to have you share your thoughts and contributions, and then we'll go to Otis, then we'll go to Vernon.
That's the conversion I've been doing to my mom cave.
Well, yeah, wow. It looks like an official official like laboratory of content. Let's roll.
So, 10, 15 years ago, I was strong, but I wasn't nearly as intentional. And also at that time, I wasn't a mother either. I was out here single, sexy, and free. So looking like today, I will be, I'm super proud of myself. 15 years ago, I learned how to pivot. I closed my first salon, had to dissolve a partnership. And it was kind of like, at that time, I didn't think I was ever going to do anything other than hair and makeup. But to see where I am now, I'm super, super, super proud of the evolution of Nicole these last few years. I'm a lot more outspoken. I still cry when I talk, but not as much. And I'm not afraid to just tell people what's on my mind. So yeah,
That's
super
right.
excited.
That's right. I love it. I love the fact that everyone's going back 10 years. That shows our age. I don't need to take you back for 1995 when I was playing hacky sack and doing acid and getting in fights on Washington Street in San Diego, California. You need to go back that far. I like how everyone's going back 10 years. But Nicole, I'm proud of you. Amazing story. Let's go Otis and then we'll go Vernon. Then we'll shift gears in the conversation.
Check
Let's go
this
Otis.
out. So Jacob goes, "Oh yeah, I couldn't really tell you about the 08, 09 market crash because I was 7 years old." And we fucking were like laughing. So you're right about the 10-year part. 10 years for me. First and foremost, I want to say everybody on this call should be proud of yourselves. What we do is extremely hard. And the fact that you still come here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you should give yourself a pat on the back because this shit is hard. So we should all be proud of ourselves. With me, I've had a long journey. You guys know I had that fat goose egg. I didn't feel like I was like gonna be real estate. And I did quit before coming to the team. And I'm not gonna lie, I was talking to Janice the other day at the office because it was good to see her face. Um, I almost gave up literally right at that year mark. And coming on this team every Tuesday, the Tuesday meetings, and it can be so physically draining, mentally draining when you don't see your name up on that board. And we are on a team of fucking hitters. So it's kind of like you get this thing where you don't want to pocket watch, you don't want to look. So just my own journey with this team in the last 4 years have been so much to me because to be honest with you guys, I've always been someone who's just a mess, always on the go, rolling around with no sense of direction. And this team and you guys as individuals each have helped me not only become a better man, a great father, a great provider, and real estate has done all this for me. And it's only been 4 years. But if you further travel back to 10 years, and I'm glad you did this because it was hard for me to say some stuff, and I got emotional because when I think about it, 10 years ago, it was almost 11 years ago, I lost my brother. So 10 years ago, I was in that first year being without him, and man, it's still difficult to this day. But 10 years ago, I could only dream and talked about affirmations. I dreamed about God giving me a good woman. I dreamed about being loved. I dreamed about being successful. I dreamed all these things. And I had a lot of reflection over my birthday 2 weeks ago. A lot of people were giving me praise, talking about just being here in real estate, but talking over journeys, like from being in radio to having great jobs and just everything I've talked into fruition, whether I thought about it or not. Even my son, losing my brother was so impactful to me that all I wanted was to have a boy and to name him after my brother. And I've done all those things. So no matter how high you up or how low you are in however many years, just be grateful for the ride. Be grateful that we're still here. I have so many cousins, my brother, they didn't make it to 30 years old, man. You know what I mean? So be very weary of the time that you have with the people you have. And in this form of real estate, this shit can change your life and it can change many others. I'm sitting inside a family trust paid off house because of real estate from my family. Yeah, I drive a nice car. My brother got a car. He just left with my son. Like my brother was a fucking crackhead living under the freeways. So like this 10 years of evolution in my life, seeing people that I love in a bad place, even myself in a bad place to where I'm at now, like sky's the limit, you guys. You just got to show up here and show up for yourselves because I'm a walking testament that you can be shitted on, but you can still make life great. So I'm glad that you used this exercise, Elias, because this shit is powerful when you hear people's different stories. Like Mohan just talked about how I got from him is America is a place of opportunity and dreams. And however you feel about her right now It is, because you know, you could literally come here, start over, start fresh, do whatever you want, be an entrepreneur like we all. So man, just keep showing up. Cause like I said it in the group, keep it moving video mix up that, you know, 90% of life is showing up. And if you do that, everything else is just gonna fall in place.
That's right, man. And brother to brother, human to human, man to man, that I'm beyond proud of you. And so wonderful contribution. I'm going to end this segment of this contribution with Vernon. Vernon, I'm going to go over to you. What do you think your past self would think of you now? And I'm sure you got something to contribute on this, man. So let's roll. And no, you can't have this jacket.
I was going to be a text offline, but
Okay.
Man, my past self would tell me today, thank you. Thank you for giving me a shot, for taking a chance on letting your true self manifest, for going through the pain and the lack of identity and the shift, because myself at that time was living in an illusion, successful externally, cold addiction internally. And couldn't shake the addiction, was making money and was successful, was at the front of the room, but coked out. And confused and hurt, and it looked good externally, but it was rotten internally. And today, to have walked through the pain, walked through the grief, and put the sack down, to go through the healing journey. You got to go through the healing journey. You have to go through the healing journey. There is no shortcut to this shit. My past self would say, thank you for letting your true self, the true us, manifest itself.
I'm just going to leave that there for a second. Leave that there for a second. Vernon, beyond proud of you and what you've been able to accomplish in your life. And that's only a fraction of the story, you guys. If you ever have an opportunity just to sit with Vernon and hear even past that, there's some true depth to this man's, journey. And all of us have gone through something in our life. And so as a coach to each of you that are on the screen, and anybody that sees this in the future, be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. There's been a time in your life where your life did not look like it does now. It didn't feel like it feels now. There was a time where you didn't have the emotional equity that you have built like you have now. There was a time that you didn't have the psychological strength to carry you through all these challenges that you're faced in life and business. There was a time you might not have had it. There was a time that you were immature, that you wasted time, that you got into relationships that were never going to serve you, but you did it selfishly. There's all kinds of things that you guys have been able to grow from and grow through. And so from a coach to you as a human being, I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. So I appreciate you, and let's get rolling. All right, guys, I'm going to share something with you. I'm going to shift gears, and we're going to talk about action. But before we get to action, I was doing this with a private coaching client yesterday, and I thought it would be applicable for me to bring this up today because in your journey of creating content, what happens is that you get all these ideas and you want to go to different places, and maybe you're saving stuff on Instagram, or maybe you're taking some screenshots, and maybe you want to come back to it, whatever the case is. And sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming when you're trying to put it into buckets of like, what do I actually create? Who do I follow? Where do I get ideas from? All the things that we're challenged with social media. So just like you're planning out your prospecting for the quarter, just like you're planning out your events, what's going to happen, just like you're planning all these different things when you're going to door knock, campaign, all the things, your social media should definitely fit into that same flow of organization. Now, I've showed this to you in the past, but it's been a while. And so what I want to create, or what I want to encourage everyone to create, is I want you to create your own Trello board. Now, Trello is a free service, and what it is, it will allow you just to brain dump. And what's great about you brain dumping this is that you guys can sit there and say, okay, where are the places that I can go to for information about the real estate market, right? You guys should be reading on a daily basis at least 25 minutes about the nuances, patterns, conditions, and what's impacting our real estate market. And so you can go to The Real Deal, The Close, Redfin Blog, Open Door, MLS, Now Bam, Answer the Public, Google Trends. You get the point here. So my suggestion is to you is to start to curate this. And so when you're thinking about, well, what bucket can I go into? I want to start looking at my content ideas. Now, for family life, I can go, family, trips, gym routine, Ring doorbell series, opinions about sensitive subjects, music mornings, life events, date nights, all the things that I'm doing in my personal life. And then accounts that I follow, right? If I want to keep a curated list of all the people that are great ideas or I get great ideas from, you start building this list. So when you're thinking about maybe you hit a lull or you want some inspiration or you want some ideas, so on and so forth, you start putting it here. So this is kind of like your whiteboard. Your whiteboard is always going to get some thoughts written on it. You're going to move things to certain categories, like random content ideas, be a great human. I did this last year. Being with Team Fast is like being in a healthy relationship. Skittles, Sriracha, I don't even remember what that was, but business planning. Now I'm going to start informing a line here of coaching and business tips. I do a lot of that, but a lot of that is like I felt it in the moment. So I'm going to create it in the moment. Well, just like you guys, I want to do a little bit more planning when it comes to my social media. And you guys can go a step further and decide like when this is going to happen. On Monday, it's going to be a motivational quote. On Wednesday, it's going to be a message about the market. On Friday, it's going to be something that is a tip for the consumer, whatever it is. But if you just put together a framework and you have some notes in here, and this is your moving whiteboard, then you can add, select, or add, delete, you can enhance, you can add links to this. But at the end of the day, if you're really motivated and you're excited about your journey to be a content creator, then put some type of thought into it, right? It doesn't always have to be spontaneity. Now, the spontaneity is really, really good. And don't completely dismantle that. But I also want you to have some intention behind it. So those days where you might not have all the ideas coming to you, you can go back to your list like, oh shit, yeah, I haven't done anything around, cruising in the bug for a couple months. I haven't done a Ring doorbell series in a couple days. I'm going to go to that. Or what's a coaching tip? Man, I learned something today on coaching. He provided me a quote today, and I'm going to go and I'm going to make that a video today, right? And so it's like, is there something that you can take from coaching that goes on your Trello board so you're constantly coming back to this? You might have heard something that Cecilia said or Mohan said today that struck a chord with you, and you can write down, you know what? I'm emotionally rich. I'm rich in my thoughts. Hey guys, I want to share a thought and a sentiment with you today. One of my team members said that he is emotionally rich and he is emotionally rich in his thoughts, or he's rich in his thoughts. I want to share my narrative with you. That's a really good fucking piece of content. So when you're in these sessions and you're taking your notes, look for the one thing. When we go back to our keep it moving commandments and you're looking for the one thing, look for the one thing that you could use in your marketing, in your messaging, in your social media, in your next video, right? Because what happens is that we come here, we listen, we get inspired in the moment, but what is the one thing that I could take that I'm going to go and apply in my life and business, right? That's what I want. So if you could take active notes and then you go to your Trello board and put those things in, be like, man, I really liked what that person shared. I'm going to jack that and I'm going to put that into a video. So my encouragement to all of you is to use Trello as an area for you to brain dump all these great ideas that you guys are going to hear, that you have, that are coming from others, and start to build your board of people that you want to follow, content ideas, flow. That way, when you're diving into it, you have the time to sit there and record. You actually have a game plan, you have a map, and you have some really, really good thoughts. I'm going to pause on that for a second. Any thoughts, contribution, ideas before we go any further and move into the conversation about action? Any thoughts, contributions, ideas? Anybody want to share anything? Go ahead and throw your hand up or take yourself off of mute. Let's go, Christina.
Yeah, I think you pointing that out actually with us talking about 10 years ago, I think a great one would be Flashback Friday. Like, what's something about yourself that has changed 10 years? And just like share that on a video. I think that would be really catchy.
Yeah, like, okay, I absolutely love that. And when you flash back, I want to see what your eyebrows look like, what your hair looked like, what you were wearing, like what was the trends, what was the music you were listening to? Like, think about that. I see some people shaking their head like, fuck, I think about my style 15 years ago. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? But I was still wearing the high socks like I was a cholo back in the days. But anyways,
And like
I
the
love that,
weight loss
Christina.
journeys, people that have lost a lot of weight, like people love seeing that shit. So I'm like, if you have those before pictures, like share that because I love seeing that.
Yeah, I love it. You know what I've never seen? I've never seen a picture of Vernon with hair. I never have. So now you're getting the wheels going. So I love this. Anybody else have thoughts, contributions on that Trello board? Do you have one? Are you creating one? Anybody else have a thought or contribution on this? Let's go, Blessing. Blessing is a master at tracking, by the way. Let's go, Blessing.
You're so kind. And before I jump in, I went, I think, 6 years back into Vernon's Facebook and I didn't see a picture. So I'm here for if that I was scrolling because it came up before I wanted to see it. So I just don't know. But
now I'm going.
I was scrolling looking for ideas I wasn't stalking, it was part of the conversation. Calm down, Fernande. I saw a post that said, if you want to be effective in your workout, never go to the gym without a plan. And when it comes to social media and how we show up, like we have to have an idea of something. So even if it's different collections in Instagram where you're saving it to, okay, I'm gonna R&D this, or I'm going to, like, this is for my profile, like you have different sections, but if it's not Trello or if it's Asana, you've got to have something where that when you go into record, because we don't always have ideas in the moment. It has to be something that we plan for so that it can be effective. We also don't have to record one video a day. The best way to like pull from that energy and that flow is to bulk record. So make it a day, put all of your ideas that you want to do. Damian is a pro at this. When he goes into the booth, he has it's not 6 or 7, but he has a couple different hats, couple different shirts to make it seem like it's different days, and just bulk records and has those conversations. But you got to have a plan. So just make sure that you have it and conserve your energy too.
Yes, I love it. Really good stuff, Blessing. Let's go, Evangeline. I saw a quick hand and then the hand went down. Thank you, Blessing. Evangeline, what's your contribution?
I was just adding to Blessing's sentiment that that's recently what I did. I mean, especially too, not getting into the office that often. Like every time I have a thought, I just put it down in my notes on like the iPhone notes, right? And then I brought a couple shirts in and just knocked out a bunch of videos in the booth and then sent them all to the shredders. So then that way you just have stuff on hand that you can drop throughout the week, and even schedule that dropping too. So you just automated everything for your social media.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, I'm going to make a recommendation to everybody on the call, and I'll drop the link down below. I do not get a referral, so ease up, all right? I suggest that every single person on this call gets one of these, okay? This is for the pros. This is for people that want to create content. I have this stand where it has the light and the mic right there. That is on my desk, and it does not move. That is there. So first off, the audio comes in very, very crisp, just like if you're in the booth. And then if you want to do different angles, it has the mic. If you're outside, you have a wind protector. But you guys, this here was the best gift that I ever got from a business partner because I've used it so much. So if you're not able to always get into the lab, into the booth, then you might want to get yourself something like this that allows you to create content wherever you are. I'll tell you what, you guys, it has been an absolute game changer. What's cool about it is that it comes with a little clicker as well. So if it's over there and you want to click and hit record, everything that you would need to be a content creator on the go, plus it has your tripod. You guys, game changer tech here. I want to share that with you guys. I put the link down below. Get yourself that and thank me later. Now, I'm going to pause for a second. I want to go to you guys. I want to hear about action. We are at Friday. This is all about action. That's why we're talking about the Trello board. That's why we're talking about you building. But I want to hear from you guys. What action have you taken this week What was the result? What was the impact in your business? Share with us what that actually looked like. You made a video that took off. Peter Lee made a video that's been shared and seen 500,000 times, right? Because it was about a strip club in San Francisco and free and buffet for $5, all this stuff. So that's a win, right? So I want to hear from you guys. What is some action that you took this week, and what was the results in your business? I need 3 to 5 people to get in the queue, and that should carry us through to at least 9:22. Who's got something for me? Somebody's got to win, and you got to use the emoji because I won't see this. Evangeline, let's roll.
Roxanne and I did 24 showings in the course of a few days. 20, shout out Louise, he also helped out with this, but it was 22 across 2 days. And then Louise did some one-offs out there in the peninsula. And the result of this is that our buyer is going to put in an offer for 1.4 milli. So really great partnership. I'm just really stoked to be able to do this as I got a baby and I never even left home because I was kind of like their oracle, mapping everything out, calling up listing agents, doing all that stuff. And then Roxanne was actually boots on the ground to take him. So just shows like leverage those partnerships.
I absolutely love this. You guys know those days on the road, showing multiple homes, trying to organize everything. What'd they say at that first house? What'd they say at that second house? That is a huge, huge responsibility. So shout out to you, shout out to Luis, and shout out to Roxanne. Let's go, Stephanie. What do you got? And Stephanie, you know, it was a really, really it was great, excuse me, to be able to meet your other half. We've talked about him and your guys' relationship. It was cool just to hang out with him. I thought he was a cool dude. You tell him I say hello, but I'm gonna turn it over to you. What action did you take this week and what was the results in your business?
Thank you for that. And yes, he's amazing. I love him. So this week I filmed tons of videos. As you know, that I really struggle with that. I don't know why. I'm not a shy person. It's just the camera. It's so funny because when the camera turns on, I'm mute. I turn into a mute and I'm not quiet. I always got something to say. I'm very outspoken, but that camera, it does something to me. So this week I got behind the camera a lot. Me and Marketing Babe, let me just tell you, she makes filming so easy. This girl came through with her baby. She had the baby on one hip, the little clicker thing in the other, and she was directing me, reading the script, telling me what to say. It was the easiest content day ever. I was like, what? Why have I been avoiding this? This was amazing. So that was huge for me. We filmed like 6 videos in English and in Spanish, so I can't wait to drop those. I'm super excited.
Orale, I like that. I like it. You know what? My suggestion to you, Stephanie, is that when you're in state, when you're in flow, when you're feeling really, really good and you're at your desk and maybe got off of a call, maybe got off of a coaching call or a good call with a consumer, have your shit planted right there. And just like, okay, I'm feeling really good. I want to share this thoughts and that energy. So that same energy that you're feeling in that moment, carry it over to the camera. Because I promise you, like having it there, I'm just gonna put my phone up because I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it. Wonderful. I'm gonna take this energy that I have and I'll put it into the screen. It helps me. It helps me. And listen, I get nervous still. I go through multiple takes. My wife hears it every day. Like, is that the one, baby? No, stop. Don't talk. Nobody move. I literally, God, she hears it all. She hears it all. So Stephanie, when you're in motion, when you're in groove, when you're in spirit, when you're in flow, put that shit right there and record right there on the fly. Because I tell you what, that will be felt in the video. And even if the content wasn't perfect, doesn't matter. People will feel your energy through that screen. So Stephanie, I appreciate that. Let's go, Nicole. Nicole's having her own little party over there. We got lights and action and all kinds of things happening over here. So Nicole, what do you got for us?
It's a vibe, right? This is my booth. That's one of the things I got finished this week. I finally got everything set up correctly. Also, I took a hit. The first time I've ever had a deal fall out of contract. My buyer couldn't get his funds liquid fast enough. However, we do have another deal on the table with the same listing agent that has a coming soon at the same price point. I had 2 listing appointments this week, 2 people that I've been talking to for years. One lives in Virginia, one lives in New York. They both flew in this week to meet with me. I sent those agreements out last night. Super excited. And because I know that I plan on being home with my kids for Easter, I have 5 opens this weekend. So I'm trying to
Wow.
push through this weekend so that after I have my annual Easter event this year, I am the bunny. After I have my annual Easter event for the neighborhood council, I'm gonna be home chilling with my kids. So I'm excited.
Let's go, Nicole. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the contribution. And before we go any further, I have a very, very important public service announcement. Now, it's crazy to think that you've had a receding hairline for this long. Vernon, how old were you in this photo that you just sent me? Take yourself off of mute really quick.
First of all, the hairline is not receding. Okay. Second,
Who you lying to, bro?
look, hey, bro, just because your hairline was down here over your eyebrows doesn't make
Bro,
it.
your hairline is back here. That's
No.
receding.
It's right there. You just can't see the angle. You feel me? I was about let's see here. Probably about 35.
Keep your shit shaved.
Maybe let's go. Let's
Look
go.
at how far back that receding
Bro,
hairline is.
you can't have the taper with the line and it be receding, bro. Okay? Maybe it's a bad angle.
Well, whatever haircut they gave you. Yeah, can you give me the receding hairline look?
Bro, you don't
Thanks, my
see that?
man.
Those are locks in that picture, bro. It's not a
Yeah,
hair.
you got locks on the side here looking like a mad scientist. So I don't care which way you want to go about that. That is receding like the ocean on low tide.
Don't be a hater, E. Don't be a hater.
All right, we're gonna go over to Lisa Torres. Lisa Torres, what action did you take this week and what was the result and impact in your business?
Oh
Let's
my goodness. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so I have a seller workshop plan for later this month, the 26th, I believe, in Fairfield. Door knocking this morning or afternoon. And I reached out to so many people about that $50,000 grant. And it went so fast. No one I knew was able to get it, but I did start a ton of conversations. Got a referral from a friend who is a broker with farmers, and her employee had been trying to get into a home. She co-signed for her parents years ago, and so now that she's trying to get her own home, she's having issues with the debt to income. They were saying she didn't qualify. Connected her with Patty, and she just got approved, and she's super, super excited. And she's just like, I didn't think it was going to happen. And it's just a wonderful feeling. And my friend who referred me, when she hired her, she asked her what her future goal was, and she said to buy her first home. And so for her to help her right here, she was just like, thank you so much. So
I love it.
it's a great feeling this week.
Well, congratulations on all of the action for the week and all the momentum, and keep sending me your dirty whiteboard and all the stuff that you have written on it. I love it. I appreciate it. You know, I get excited about things like that. Let's go, Jamie Thomas. Jamie Thomas, what action did you take in your business this week, and what was the impact and results? Let's roll.
So I signed up with Mojo Dialer. So I've just been jumping in, making cold calls. I hate it. But it actually got kind of fun because people was like, sell my house and go where? And hanging up the phone on me, right? So I just made it fun and just started laughing, just going to the next one, just kept moving on, moving on. So after I did my 20 calls with Mojo Dialer this week, I called my past client, went on a listing appointment on my day off on Wednesdays, and signed listing agreement on yesterday. On Wednesday.
Let's go. Let's go. You guys, we have to be okay. Have to be okay with rejection. That is what we are in this game for. Like, you guys should have the ability at any given time to be able to walk into the fire. I'm going to share something with you, and it's applicable to this conversation. And I've shared this before, and Vernon and I shared this yesterday on a call with close to 200 people. And I'm going to share this with you really quick. And I want this to land for you, and I want you to listen to this. And Jamie, I'm so glad that you brought this up, that you walked right into the fire. And I'm going to share this with you guys. So let me turn up all my volume. I want you guys to sit with me for 1 second and watch this quick clip. And I'm going to turn my volume all the way up. Vernon, you know what I'm doing here. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, I want you to listen to this message.
Concentration's weaving a little bit. Pick it up. Okay. Pick it up. Okay. Don't pull it straight out. Then you need to be strong on the inside and go around them. Let's control the outside. Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. Okay. We are firemen. Got it, Coach. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train the heat. Yeah, let's go. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do we do? We control the flame. We control them. We move the flame where we want to. Let's go. And then we extinguish them. Let's go.
I'm going to stop for a second. How does that land for you guys? Go ahead and take yourself off of mute. Just go ahead. I want to know how that lands for you guys.
Facts.
Say again?
Facts.
Facts. Who else got something for me?
Every time I see that damn video, I just saw it yesterday. I love that shit because we control the flame.
We were built for this. We were built for this, right? We are firemen. We are firewomen. We are the one that tames that fire. Anybody else have a thought contribution on that? I rarely play videos on coaching. Anybody else want to give a thought, a sentiment on that video? Let's go, Blessing.
You know, the fact that living in the fire scares a lot of people, but you don't learn anything about yourself if you're comfortable. The fire is where you really face your fears. You face and you figure out what you're made of. It is, man, like when you are in the fire and you know that you can back out, but if you stay in it, there's a beast that starts to come out from inside you, because you're gonna fight and you're gonna figure out, like, do I really, really want this? And if I don't, I need to go somewhere else. But it's worth being in it. Just like Vernon said earlier, go through the healing process. There's going to be heat because there's some stuff that needs to fall off that has no place in your future. You have to go through it.
That's right. That's right. Blessing, I always appreciate your vantage point. Let's go, Gary Archer. How does that video land for you, big dog?
Man, it lands real big in a lot of ways. Hopefully it struck a lot of people. To me, the overall sentiment is this, man. You only get what you give, right? So they're saying, we the firemen, we control the environment, meaning the heat don't bother me. More importantly, we're not thermometers, we're thermostats. We control the heat. The room reacts to our energy and our heat. That's what we do. And we accept all challenges. Thank you, bro.
Wow, good stuff. Patrick, let's go to you, my man. What's your thoughts, sentiment, takeaways from that video? I love playing that.
Yeah, no, that should put me up for sure. One perspective that I kind of took it in is that make sure the people in your corner pushes you past your limit, right? Yeah, we're all firemen, but also you have to have people in your corner that tells you, reminds you that you are a fireman, that you control the shit. So that's how I think.
You know what? I love that, Patrick, because at the beginning of the video, he's in his face. He says, your concentration is weaving. Focus. Your concentration is weaving because the fire's coming and you're built for this shit. You control the fire. We are firemen. Get out there and handle it. Like that coach in his face, like was so powerful. And then he's gone on and done all kinds of different talks and speeches based off of that clip right there. That's the type of person that I want to be for you guys. I'm not always going to tell you everything that you want to hear. I'm not going to placate you. I'm not going to sugarcoat the shit that you need to hear. I'm going to tell you in your face what you're doing wrong and how are we going to fix it. Okay, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. And so I appreciate you guys. I appreciate us taking a second to watch this, but I'm going to throw something out into the universe right now. And I need you guys' energy around this because your energy will help me bring this to life and bring this into reality. You guys, I saw something the other day and I said, I am going to do this one day. And I'm going to share this full screen with you guys. And we don't need to hear I don't need to hear the audio, so I'm going to turn the audio down. So this is John Cheplack's son, and they are hosting a workshop. And this workshop is done via Zoom in front of thousands and thousands of people. And look at this setup. I want you guys to look at the screen. Tony Robbins has hosted a video here, tons of training, Dean Graciaso, but there will be a day There will be a day where I am hosting a coaching, co-leading an intensity in a room like that. In a room like that, broadcasting to thousands and thousands of people, coast to coast, internationally. There will be a day soon that I will do that. And I want you guys to hold me to that. I want you guys to send me that positive energy and positive light, because I promise you that is where I want to take this environment, right? Like, to see you guys and all these other faces on thousands and thousands of screens with a whole tech team and audio team broadcasting that shit out to the world, you guys, that is keeping it moving on a very, very big level. And that's what I see for myself as a result of what we do here in coaching. That's what I see. So I need your help bringing all that to life. And all I need is your positive energy and thoughts and reminders of what we are doing and what we are creating in this space. So guys, I'm going to pause there. I had to share that with you. I shared that with Vernon last night, shared it with a couple other people, and we're going to make that shit happen. Let's go around the room. We're going to hear a couple key takeaways before we close session today. Ivana, one key thought. Oh, Vernon, you had something. Sorry.
I just want to just state for the record that I will be in that fucking room too.
Let's go. Let's go. Ivana, one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today.
It's Vernon's hairline. I think it looked great. I think you look great. I love it.
Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. All right. Thank you for that takeaway. I appreciate you. Let's go to H-Bomb's phone. H-Bomb's iPhone. Let's hear from you. One key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today.
H-Bomb's iPhone. Oh my God. I need to change that. Key takeaway. I really love the video itself, like, really didn't resonate with me, but the message, you really don't know what you've got inside of you until you're in the fire. And that is absolutely true. Until your back's against the wall and you've got to fight your way out, you really don't know what you're made of. So sometimes you got to hit bottom to really know if you got the sand. So yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And listen, the video might not land. However, she took something out of it, of the message of it. So I appreciate you, H-Mom's iPhone. I appreciate you. Let's go to Stephanie. Stephanie, one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today, other than Vernon's hairline.
Oh, wait, that's me?
Stephanie.
Oh.
Hi, guys. So my key takeaway was just keep showing up, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how you're feeling, just keep showing up, because we're planting the seeds and eventually things will hit. Like, this business is so hard, and thank goodness we have this room where we can all come together, because man, we be taking punches, but we just got to keep showing up and it'll pay off eventually.
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna go to one other person, Clayton or Ariel. I'm gonna get one of you guys to contribute. Whoever takes himself off of mute, that's who it's gonna be. Clayton going once, Ariel going twice, Clayton going 3 times. Clayton, Ariel. All right, let's go.
So sorry, I was on a call.
It's all right. It's all right. Did you hear anything that we spoke about today?
Earlier, yeah, I've been on a call for about 10 minutes.
All right. So one key thought from our time together today, one key takeaway. Let's roll.
Relying on our team members. I have not been super participating in these calls because I've been very busy. I'm sorry, I'm on the treadmill. I'm real out of breath.
It's okay.
But I recently started partnering with Sierra, and she has been just a wonderful resource. She has thrown a lot of leads at me, and it's just been really nice collaborating with people on our team who are knowledgeable and supportive, and it's just a great environment.
Well, good.
And I think that was echoed today in the call.
For sure. Leverage is everything here. I don't know many brokerages that operate like us, that we do so many partner deals, but that's who we are. That's how Kenny built his business. That's how we built Fast Real Estate. So good stuff, Ariel. Enjoy your workout. Listen, you guys, it's Friday. Go out there. Well, go here first. Come here for 11 o'clock. We have training. We're going to do a whole workshop on crushing open houses. We're going to have dialogue. We're going to talk about the what goes into making sure you're marketing a very effective open house. What do you do during to capture leads? How do you have that effective dialogue? And then what is your post strategy? And what are you doing to follow up, organize, systematize all those conversations that you're having at the open house. Plus, we're gonna talk a little bit about door knocking. Before we close out, Heather, was there one last contribution? Got to be quick though.
I was just going to ask, are you going to do this open house thing at the Stockton office by any chance? I was checking.
Yeah, we'll rotate.
Okay.
Yep, we're going to continue to do these series at the offices. So listen, if you don't have anything planned for 11 o'clock today, get your ass here. Let's have some fun. Let's do a workshop. As you know, we always come out better when we're doing this in person to you guys. So I want to see you here. If you don't have anything going on today at 11 o'clock, get your ass here. Let's have some fun. Let's work. As always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and get out there and make this the weekend that matters. Peace.